Welcome to Enchanted Lore. In today's video, we want to talk about what kind of campaign or adventure you should structure for your players and what is fantasy. Well, the simple answer to that is whatever you want to do or whatever you feel like. So there you go. Go ahead, like, subscribe, downvote, leave a comment or tell your friends. Now for the rest of us, let's take a deeper look into this. What we want to do is look at 3 different topics. One is one-shots versus long-form campaigns. 2 is setting versus theme. And then the third topic is some misconceptions of fantasy. So before we dive into the first topic, things that you want to think about is that you as a GM should look and decide what it is that you desire from your campaign and what are the goals and the desires of the players, and make sure that you guys are in alignment. Let's go ahead and begin. Topic number 1. So one-shots versus long-running adventures, also known as campaigns. So you have a lot of choices here. You have where you can do homebrew, which you make up your own stuff, or you can go and purchase, a published campaign module. So the different use cases for this is going to be for one-shots is really good for when you're doing simple, introductory, little fun sort of adventures. Maybe you meet up once a month, you just want to throw together, play D&D for a quick session, boom, and then move on. That way it doesn't have this big overarching story and complexity and everything that the players have to remember. Another good situation for that would be involving for new players. It is a great way to go and introduce them to the game and to the system. There's no stress. It just have them try it out, see how the mechanics is like, see how the RP is like, and it gives a good and better experience for everybody. All right. So once again, these are some of the things that you have to keep in mind and make sure that you're in line with to see, hey, is this what my players are looking for? Are they just wanting for simple sessions? Or they want like a long running adventure that could last years. Okay, on for topic number 2, which is setting and theme. Setting is kind of the time frame and what the world is set in. That's setting. And theme is kind of the idea behind it, like the message that is trying to be conveyed, such as, heroism, what is, who or what is to be a monster. These different things are themes, all right? So you have to kind of take into consideration when you are playing an adventure or a campaign of sorts, which then you can follow into different subcategories or genres of fantasy, such as you have regular fantasy, you have high fantasy, such as you're in this totally different place and world and magic, it's just totally strange and different from us. You have low fantasy, where it's kind of similar. I would say a good example of that, like Vampire, the Masquerade, and different things like that, where it kind of takes place in today's society, but it's kind of obfuscated and a little bit weird. You have, then like dark fantasy, grim dark, where everything is just bleak and depressing and death is everywhere. You have where sword and sorcery, kind of think like Conan the Barbarian, just men with bulging muscles and women that are scantily clad as you go on to face the evils out there. So that's sword and sorcery. And then you have some which I talk about are just kind of memes, right? Where everything is just kind of whimsical and it's just kind of a joke, right? And so there's different settings and themes. And so this is going to be important for what is the mood? What is the story? How is this campaign supposed to be played? And this goes in line with the previous statement of you as the GM should have that kind of vision, and you should understand what your players like and what are they looking for. Because if you want to have, let's say, like a setting where it's supposed to be serious, but if the players are looking for something that's just memes and jokes and, let's say I am a ranger, running around with a wheelbarrow and it has, my favorite pet shark in there, that doesn't fit with the world that you're trying to do. Now, both are perfectly acceptable. You can play it whichever way you want, because at the end of the day, with the beauty of RP is that it's what you want to do. What you guys, there is no true set of rules. So anyway, you got choices, but they have to align and you have to play together. So let's move on to topic 3. I want to bring attention to a misconception of the fantasy genre held by some that are creative directors out there. Contrary to what this statement implies, fantasy is a form of escapism. It is a place of imagination where rules may not apply or apply in a different form or fashion. And it is a place where you can explore different concepts and different worlds. Okay, let's shift away from our typical books and movies that I like to reference, and let's look at other examples. For example, Full Metal Alchemist, right? The theme there is about brotherly love. You have where these brothers are trying to fix the mistakes that they made in the past. But furthermore, it is a strange world that's similar to ours, but it has magic. But that magic has a strict code and set of rules where you have to follow equivalent exchange. Another example of fantasy is that of Attack on Titan, where the theme is about war and destruction, and you see just the brutality of survival as these people are fighting against these monsters that are pushing them to the brink of extinction. And then, of course, we have Freerun, which it focuses on the concept of adventure, life, and death, and the memories, and treasuring the memories that we make in life. These are just a few examples of how great and diverse fantasy is. Now, going back to that statement, a problem I have is that it demeans older works of art as it does not hold up to today's standards. And it undermines and devalues some of the core principles of fantasy, which is escapism and imagination. I hope that you and your players are able to build a fun campaign. Please drop a comment down below of some of the adventures that maybe you have enjoyed or that you're planning to do. That's it for today, and thank you for watching.